every landscape has its own unique set of complexities and relationships. It's like looking across a set of vast waves that pitch and toss. I continue to come back to the Worthington Valley because it's my home, and I was born and raised here, and it's this landscape that was my primary education. You know, it taught me how to paint. But no matter where even though I live in Vermont, or no matter where I paint in the high desert of Eastern California, I'm still painting some aspect of this landscape. It's the intimacy of the space that really has informed my imagination. And wherever I go, wherever I live, I'll always be painting some element of Maryland.
This barn, which we, part of the landscape, something I've appreciated and seen over the years, was suddenly kind of brought back to life, and it was repainted, and it was this wonderful fresh note of red. So I went down one evening. I noticed the barley, or the winter wheat, I guess, had just been harvested, and this beautiful wheat straw was still in the fields. So late in the evening, you'll get this beautiful late, long shadow light. You get these wonderful shapes where the combine crushed the straw. Apparently, my grandfather is one of the people who sat down with some other neighbors back in the 60s when they heard that the Beltway was going to get built, and decided that we needed to do something about saving this beautiful landscape that we live in. And so he's one of the people that kind of got this whole thing started. So I realized that my entire life growing up and living around here has been sort of blessed by the fact that the Valley's Planning Council sort of has preserved all this beautiful landscape.
For 50 years, the Valley's Planning Council has been at work on the ground, making real things happen. It's clearly a model for the rest of Maryland and for the entire Chesapeake Bay watershed. If we had more Valley's Planning Councils around the Chesapeake Bay, I can guarantee you the water quality would be far better today.
Well, we have a lot of success in Baltimore County with growth management and preservation. You might wonder why we have to still be concerned about what is going to happen with all these good policies and regulations in place. There's always people chipping away at it. Land is in short supply and it's getting scarcer.
We've been actively farming this for 15 years. We do 3 farmers markets. We have a 60-person CSA, and we do a fair amount of restaurant business. The farm actively, at this point, I'm going to say we probably have roughly 5 to 7 acres in vegetable production at any one time. I think the Valley Planning Council has been just a great institution to preserve land, and to have people understand the value of open space. I am a member. I do believe in their mission, and the fact that I know that there's somebody out there that when there is an issue, a downzoning issue or something to that effect, or a development issue, I know that there's an organization that's going to be there to help preserve what we have. I think there will always be a place for large-scale agriculture production in Baltimore County. I think because there is, by necessity, there has to be. And that's part of what allows the vistas and the open space that we see. But I think increasingly you're going to see more small-scale producers like myself on the landscape, because there is opportunity, because we are so close to a metropolitan area, and there is an economic possibility of being successful at it, like we've been. I think there's a lot of landowners up here that would embrace the opportunity to have a small vegetable farm, whether they run it themselves or they have somebody who leases their ground and runs it. I'd like to hope that in the next 50 years we see more of this, and hopefully not much more development.
Farming is a sustainable industry, and it provides the people that work for me with a living, and myself and my family, and hopefully my children will have a living and a lifestyle that they can grow into. With having multiple acres guaranteed in the Ag Preservation Program, it really works for a young farmer like myself that can say, I know I can get into agriculture and I know there's going to be a future. I mean, it's a very sustainable industry in Baltimore County, and we hope for the years to come as well.
I think there are always going to be issues that need to be addressed, that there needs to be an advocate for that preservation, and the Valley's Planning Council is a great vehicle to do it.
And rather than being a defensive organization to constant attack, I'm hoping that what's been accomplished can be seen as a public good and not have to be defended at every turn, at every road widening, every development plan. And that the Valley's Planning Council could take some of this history and show the nation that, yes, this is a big loss. This is worth thinking about and doing the right thing.
Preservation of land never goes away. Challenges never go away. There's never a new area that is not brought forward and a challenge to the council and to the county.
And seeing how the long-term residents have this deep, abiding appreciation for the land, hoping that that does transcend to new people coming in and their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, if they are able to carry it on.
Well, it's part of the community effort to support the Valley Planning Council means you're buying insurance for the future. They're going to try to implement actions that will be geared toward preserving the environment and emphasizing conservation.